And Mr. Harlan, we're ready.
Good morning, guys. Can you see me?
Yes.
Hi. How's everyone doing? Wherever you are around the world, I was getting my little exercise in while waiting for you guys. And today we are talking about dating from the balcony. Somebody say, Harlan, what is that? I want to take a moment to greet you wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope that you are taking the time to build great relationship with God and with each other. Every person that's in your life, from home and abroad. It doesn't matter how much we build relationships with other people that are outside of our scope. For example, we can go to work and we can look like and act like the nicest people. Everyone can think that we're so courteous, so kind, so understanding. Oh, you listen so well. Oh, you cooperate so well. Oh, you work so well with people. Oh, you're so nice, so considerate. But if that's not the story that we get from home, then Houston, we have a problem. So, you know, it's not a good thing to be this wonderful being towards other people that you have not given any commitment, you owe nothing to, as far as you didn't ask them to be in their lives. They're there because you have to work with them. You didn't hire them unless you're the owner, the boss, the manager, supervisor, CEO, whatever. But for the most part, if you wherever you work, you didn't hire these people, you know. Um, yeah, I'm gonna tell you just a second. So I want you guys to think about what I said. The question was, what is dating from the balcony? So just put your mind in the place of a balcony and see if you can catch that right quick and start popping it in the chat. Put your mind visually in a balcony. You know that if there's a balcony, there's also a what? There's a floor area. Now, most of you, when you go to concerts, some of you may prefer to sit in the balcony, the upper deck. Some of you may like to sit up close and personal. When you go to the movie theater, some of you choose to sit in the balcony, way back, and some of you choose to sit on the ground floor, up close and personal. And so dating from the balcony is simply an analogy of that. Some people, when they go into a relationship, they know that they want to go up close and personal. And some people are trying to date you way back from a distance because they don't want to be up close and personal. They have not decided that they are not playing games and that they have not decided to be committed. And so they are playing games, with, your reality. They're playing games with their reality, but you didn't ask them to play games with your reality. If they want to play with themselves, then they need to stay by themselves and stay single. But if they want to walk into your reality, your priceless life now, dating from the balcony, it could be, I'm a lot of it. I could be talking to single people mostly, but um, married people can be dating from the balcony as well, which just simply means that you're married, but because you court to get married and you get married to date for life. So you can be married and still dating from the balcony because your spouse does not show up. They're not um, with you, and you feel that, that, and you feel like, I'm in this by myself. So you can be dating from the balcony, and you could be married dating from the balcony. So that means that none of you are excluded. And so that's what that means. So allow me, let me pull up my article. I'm gonna y'all know I got a song for everything, but this one is not my song. This one just fits the topic of what we're talking about. Now, for those of you that may be somewhere in the vicinity of my age, I am going to you will recognize this song, but the sad thing is that you may never have actually paid attention to the lyrics. And it just simply goes, baby, you can't have all of me, 'cause I'm not totally free. I can't tell you everything that's going on. Baby, there's a few things in my past that should not be explained. I'm asking you, baby, be with me for a little while. Please, hush, no questions asked. Lay back and relax, girl. I do love you. Kick off your shoes. Let your pretty, sexy hair down. It's happening now, baby. I'm giving you a piece of my love. You can have a piece of my love. It's waiting for you. Girl, it's true. I do love you. So most people, especially you ladies, you guys are like, "Ooh, sing it. Oh, that's my jam." And dudes over there just, yeah, and because you guys were not paying attention to the lyrics, you were fooled by the beautiful sound of the singer's voice. And you missed the fact that when the song comes on in the beginning, he calls you a dumb female dog. I don't curse, so I won't say that word. That's in the song, but you never heard it because you were listening to, ah, and then he says, ooh, dumb. And so what he's saying is that you stupid. He about to play you. Wait a minute. Somebody says my husband says. Wait a minute. Let me find out what's going on right here. Wait a minute. Somebody said my husband says that. I can't read my chat. Wait,
I'll tell you what I said, Mr. Harlow. You was talking about the men, talking about what y'all singing over there. Y'all don't even know the lyrics. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what he says to me. Like, you don't even know the half of the lyrics. You just be talking.
So yeah, I can read my chat on my phone because it's sideways. So that's what I don't know if you guys have ever paid attention, ladies. Like, make sure that you are listening to the lyrics and not just the voice. And that same thing happens with anything. It could happen with a preacher saying things. He sounds really good, but he just slipped in words like Satan. If he's a false messenger, he just slipped things right past you because you were so caught up in the sound of his voice. Oh, though he speaks so eloquently. That's why you never get caught up in the sound of what we're doing. You got to, it's just like when you ask your kids, and I know this is a little bit off, I'll get right back on. Like the Pied Piper. It's you can be put in a you're thrown off. You're like, it's like magic, like you looking at this hand and you don't see what I'm doing with this hand. And so that could happen in any area of life. You can be so caught up with the sound that you miss what they said. And a lot of people, they can say, oh, did you hear what he said? Or did you hear what she said? Or did you hear what they were doing? Whatever. And you're like, oh, well, what were they talking about? I don't know, but they were getting down. You didn't, that message did nothing for you. Are you so busy looking at, oh, did you see what kind of car he drives? Did you see did you hear where he said he lives? Did you hear how many degrees he has? That told you nothing about his character. That didn't tell you if he's a stalker or mass murderer, if he's a person who beats on women, if she's a type of woman who dates 10 men at the same time. It didn't tell you if she's a stalker. And so I'm talking to everyone here. I'm talking to men and women, single and married. If you're single, you're dating, you're courting to get married, which we call dating. That's the word people use. It's actually courtship. Dating, it doesn't matter. But when you get married, you're getting married to date for life. But as we know, some people in marriage are dating from the balcony. Some people who are single are dating from the balcony because that person chooses not to show up. Now, if you listen to the lyrics that I said in the song and you weren't, I know it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I can't give you what I would normally do because my kids are upstairs sleeping. And so I am giving you the toned down Barry White version of what I would normally do, but that's neither here nor there. So the lyrics basically saying, you can't have all of me. Why? Because I'm not totally free. What'd that tell you, ladies? What'd that tell you, guys? If I'm looking at guys from who you dating a lady and it seems like you're dating and she's just not showing up, what does that tell you? That tell you that that person has another person. They're saying, I don't want to be committed to one person. I want to date multiple people. He says, you can't have all of me because I'm not totally free. I'm either married or I'm dating multiple people. I can't tell you everything that's going on. I don't want to talk about it. There's some things in my past that should not be explained. I don't want you to know how I've been rolling. I don't want you to know that I'm trifling. I don't want you to know that I'm a player from the Himalayas. I don't want you to know all that. I just want you to just be caught up in the moment. Enjoy what we're doing right now, girl. Whoa, don't be looking over. Whoa, don't be looking over there. No, don't pay attention to that right there. Don't be looking over there and see that, oh, I used to date those 3 girls over there also. No, I don't want you paying attention to all that. No, I don't want you I don't want you meeting my family or my some of my friends because when I'm with them, I'm a different way. I roll in different circles. I got pros from different area codes. So that's what I'm talking about when I say dating from the balcony. And so let me read a little bit of this article. So I hope you guys caught the lyrics in that song because he says, you can have a piece of my love. How many of you, when you dating somebody, some of y'all, I hope y'all didn't sign up for that willingly and knowingly, knowing that this person is not a faithful person, knowing that this person is not a person who shows up and does what they're supposed to do. I hope that you wouldn't willingly go into a relationship like that. Now, mind you guys, I want you to keep that chat hot. I want you to already start popping in your questions because some of you are already dating someone and you might feel like, wait a minute, I feel like I'm doing all the work. I feel like I'm in this by myself. Some of you are married, men, women, and you feel like I am in this I feel like I'm the one that's doing all the effort. I'm the one I'm the one doing all the giving and I'm not receiving. You are dating or married, dating from the balcony. And so I want you to start putting your chats, your comments, your questions, keep the chat hot. I am not trying to give you a lecture. I do not talk to hear myself talk. I want to respond to what you have to say. I do not want to sit up here and listen to myself talk. Okay. So keep that chat hot. Pop your questions. I will not say your name. I'll just read what you said and address it. And when I address what you're saying, I'm not just talking to you. I'm talking to the entire world, whoever's listening, who's ever under the sound of our voice and our comments. Okay. So I'm never directing my response to you individually, but to the entire world, whoever's listening, because you're not the only one that has that question, that comment, that concern, that situation, I promise you, there's a billion people that are experiencing the same thing that you're experiencing, and they're asking why. Why? I'm giving all I can to this relationship. I show up, I do what I say, I give all that I have, I give my time, I give my effort, I give I'm doing all that I know how to do so that we can build this wonderful relationship. But why is it that I always feel like I'm on the ground floor trying to be up close and personal? See, some of you, when you go to concerts, you want to be, or a movie, you don't want anybody walking past you, so you don't want to be distracted. And so you like to sit down on the floor up close, even though the screen is bigger, or even though the person on the stage is right there, whether it be a comedian or a singer or a speaker. Some of you like to be up close and personal. And some people, well, just like in college, some people want to sit way back in the balcony. And some people like to sit up close to the professor so they can make sure that they're not seeing what all the other students are doing, every movement and all these different things. I don't need to see what you're doing, going on. You're distracting me. So I like to sit up close to the professor. So it's right there. And there's nothing that's keeping me from hearing and seeing what I need to hear. And so some of you like to sit up close like that. And some people, some other students like to sit in the back so they can eat stuff in class, or pass things, or be on their phone, or looking at other things, or talking, or trying to look across the room at some person to flirt with, and not paying attention to what is happening in the class. So that person likes to sit at the back because they're not engaged. That person that's sitting way at the back in the concert, who chooses to sit at the back, is because they don't want to be up close, that close to the person speaking, singing, or whoever's on stage, whatever they're doing. Well, that person that you're dating, they trying to be way back at the back, distant from the relationship, because they're trying to find a way to make sure that if they decide to dip out on you, I'm going to keep you as a safety net. But if I have, yes, he was letting her know he was unavailable. I am not available for commitment. I am telling you up front, you can't have all of me. He was honest. It's just the fact that, did she hear it? Or did she say, I can change him? Or did he say, I heard what she said, but I can change her. She just doesn't know me. He just doesn't know Foxy Brown. She just doesn't know Shaft. You thinking, well, I can change them. Let me know how that works out. I'll wait. And so he was clear up front. First words, you can't have all of me. Why? Because I'm not totally free. I can't tell you everything going on, but I got some things in my past I don't want to talk about. I don't want to tell you I was a whore. I don't want to tell you I'm a player. I don't want to tell you I'm a dog. I don't want to tell you I like to hit women. I don't want to tell you I steal people's money. I want to tell you that, I date men from different cities and states. I don't want to tell you that I roll in circles that I shouldn't be rolling in. Y'all don't want to hear me. You can have a piece of my love, not the whole. That's what he said. You can have a piece. You can't have all of it. I'm not giving you the whole pie. I'm just going to give you just a little taste. I want to give you enough to keep you coming back. Y'all ever had that ghetto Kool-Aid? We call it comeback Kool-Aid. It's so sweet. If you got a picture right there, you'll drink the whole picture. Next thing you know, you got diabetes in a picture. No, that's not love. He's telling you up front, it's not love. He's telling you up front, I'm not trying to commit. Y'all never heard of comeback Kool-Aid? Yeah, comeback Kool-Aid. That's when we got, you got your regular picture of Kool-Aid, and you got 2 cups of sugar, not one. You're supposed to have one. That's what we call ghetto Kool-Aid. If for y'all that know anything about that ghetto Kool-Aid, that's what we call it. It's ghetto Kool-Aid, or comeback Kool-Aid, or diabetes in a picture. So yeah, you might not want to drink that. We may have killed a few people with that. So when you have that, yeah, it's like snow cone syrup. Basically, it's really sweet, really good, but yeah, it'll kill you. So you may have that person don't want to tell you. She don't want to tell you that she's married. He don't want to tell you he's married. She don't want to tell you that she actually has another boyfriend. He doesn't want to tell you he actually has another girlfriend. And so you keep trying to figure out why you're getting all these excuses. Why can't we go here? Why can't I visit your house? Why can't I meet your parents? Why can't I meet your friends? Why haven't I met your siblings? Why do you not invite me to go places? You only want to see me in certain places. You only want to see me at certain hours of the day or night. You always got these excuses why we can't do this or why we can't do that. Why we can't go on a vacation or trip. Why can't we go to this movie theater right here? Why can't we go to this restaurant right here? Because that's where I take my wife, or that's where I take my husband, or that's where I take my other girlfriend and my other boyfriend. And so you got all these different reasons and excuses. You got all these different situations that be popping up but you keep holding me out. You keep, when we in these little secret places that where you want to be, you all in it. You all trying to be all charming. You all, you act like you all there for that moment. But the whole time, you're not, because it seems like you're present but absent. Because I can tell I don't have your full attention. I can tell I don't have a commitment here. Because every time we have a conversation that involves you and us talking about something that is real, that whereby we talking about we got to move forward with a commitment, you are absent in the moment. You're running away. You are up in the balcony and you've left me on the floor. I'm trying to get up close and personal to what we have going on here, but you keep pushing off. I can feel you emotionally pushing off. I can feel it as sure as like if you were putting your hands on me and pushing away, saying, nah, I don't want to go there. And so that's what it feels like to be dating from the balcony, guys. You up here, you down, you down here on the floor, and you look up there and there's the person you're dating, and they're like, you like, come down here and sit with me. Nah, 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 I like it up here. I like the view up here. Because up there, he or she is trying to keep the options open. Up there, everybody is not connecting them with you. Up there, they're not putting all their feelings into what you have going on. Y'all ain't talking to me. My chat ain't hot enough. Up there, because some of you dating right now, and you realizing I'm dating from the balcony because I'm in this, or maybe I'm the one that's treating the other person. They're on the floor and I'm up in the balcony. I'm holding back. I'm the one that's not giving everything. And so they're down there up close and personal. They're saying, I'm all in for what I want to see where we're going, whether we're dating. I want to see if we're headed to marriage. If we're married, I want all in. I want our marriage to be maximized. I want us to go 100% and get the fullness of what we're supposed to have in this marriage. If we're dating, I'm trying to see, yeah, they want their cake and ice cream too. And the ice cream is not you. You one or the other. And so it's the fact that when you're in a relationship with someone, you can't say, and for those of you who are married, you can't say, well, I'm gonna give you 60%, because I'm afraid. And I don't want to give you everything I got because you might not be the one. And you can be married and still saying that, guys. You can be married and still saying, this might not be the right relationship. And so that's how you can get involved in that. Make sure I have no noise on my other thing. So I want to be able to see my chat because y'all ain't talking to me right here. All right. So even in a marriage, you can come in a marriage if you saw your parents do different things, or you had some relationships before you got married, you still may be holding out. And you could be saying, I'm going to give 50% until I know that it's safe for me to give 60. And then I'm going to do 60 until I know it's safe for me to give 70, because if he hurts me, then I need to be ready to protect myself. Or if she hurts me, I need to be ready to guard my heart and exit out of this marriage. Or if we're dating, if she ain't the one, I need to be able to make sure that I keep myself at a safe distance so that I don't give her too much of my heart, because that last girl, she cheated on me and she broke my heart. So I'm going to date from the balcony. I'm going to date from a distance. I'm going to keep her at a safe distance so that she won't hurt me. That's basically you have all these different variables going on. With having a more purposeful heart today, I need eye level dating, a more purposeful heart. In other words, dating intentionally, married intentionally. I'm not in any ship that isn't moving me forward. So if you're in a relationship and you're dating from the balcony, we call that a situationship. So don't be in that ship if it ain't moving forward. So if that person is clearly telling you, I am not committed, either I'm afraid or I'm playing games, I have commitment issues, or I don't know what commitment is. I don't know what it means to go all in. I have never had a real relationship. I've never seen a real relationship. My parents don't have a real one. They just coexist. And so that's where I am. So, but that's not your problem. That's not your fault unless you decide to stay in that relationship with that person. If you're dating and you know that this person is like staying from a distance, there's certain things that they will not say. There's certain places they will not go emotionally, physically. There's certain places that they always got these excuses why they can't do this, why they can't do that. Well, I don't want to do that, or I told you I wanted to take it slow. Okay, then that means don't be asking me for sex either. You want to take it slow. Yeah, you don't want to take it slow when you're trying to get my clothes off me, but you want to take it slow when it comes time for you to be committing to me. So you want what belongs to marriage, but you want to tell me that you want to take it slow when it comes to your feelings, but you want to have a party with my body. Yeah. Y'all know, y'all can read my eyes, right? All right. Nah. You playing games. You saying you can have a piece of me. And your sex, by the way, is not love unless you're married. If you're dating, sex is not love. Sex is a benefit of love within a marriage. Sex is not intimacy unless it's in a marriage. If you're dating, sex is not intimacy. Intimacy means we have a close bond. And if we're dating, that ain't no bond. We not supposed to be one. We're supposed to be two trying to become one. And we ain't supposed to be becoming one until you put this ring on it. So for those of you that choose not to obey God, you know what you're doing. For those of you that choose to obey God, wait till you get married. That's where it belongs. That's the only place it belongs. That's the only place you don't have to wear a condom. That's the only place you don't have to ever worry about getting a disease unless one of you is cheating, or both of you. But in a marriage, that's why we don't have to worry about those things, because that's the only place that sex is created for. The reason we get diseases when we're single is not because someone is nasty, not because someone didn't bathe. You get disease because it's a sin. The wages of sin is death. That's why we get what we call STDs, not because that person is not bathing, and not because the somebody they had sex with weren't bathing or were nasty. It's because it's sin, and the enemy has permission to. That's the part. That's the part of sin. That's the recompense of that act outside of marriage. Outside of marriage, sex is death. So, that's why you can wear a condom. You can still get herpes, disease, or whatever. All these different diseases, you can still get those if you wear a condom. So, don't be deceived. God is not mocked. We don't get disease because someone is nasty physically, or any of those things. It's simply because it's sin outside of marriage. All right. So if like if a person is, how, like, you ever seen these, I'm sure you have, you've seen these ladies and gentlemen who, and guys, for those of you out there that's not, too ashamed to admit it, you've met ladies who played you. Don't be lying to me out there, because that's why your little ego so fragile, and you so scared to jump in because you don't want to be played. Well, start being a player, you know? And so how it could be either way. There's some ladies out there that's saying, you know what? I just want to play. I just want to date around, you know. I am not trying to be committed right now. And basically, that person, either they don't understand relationships. Y'all pop me some questions in there, because I want to respond to you. I don't want to be talking just to be talking. I mean, I've explained what dating from the balcony is. So, I'm more interested right now in responding to your questions and comments. Okay. So I don't want to just be talking just to be talking, because could I talk all day? Yes, but that's not what that's not me. I like to go to the point of what you want to know, because someone out there has the same question that you have. Someone out there has the same comment that you have. And they're like, man, I wish I was on that thing. I would have asked this. So you represent more than yourself. You represent all the people out there that feel like you do, that felt like you've been dating from the balcony. I know I was married to this person, but I could tell that they were not all in. I could tell. I knew it from the wedding day. I've sang in weddings. Or I won't marry you. I won't officiate the wedding if I know you. If you ain't went to counseling, I'm not marrying you. But I've sang in weddings, which I'm not the officiant. I'm not the one marrying you. I could hear the wedding party, and people that know them. Oh, this ain't gonna last. This is not gonna last. I don't know why they get married. And so some people knowingly walk into situations with their eyes wide shut, knowing that this is not a good thing. This is not the right time. But we've already sent out those wedding invitations. To heck with those wedding invitations. Stop sending out wedding invitations, and you got issues. You got problems. I promise you, if you're dating and it's a problem now, it's going to be a mountain when you get married. It's going to feel like it multiplied 1,000 times when you get married. Stop playing games with your reality and understand your life is not something to be played with. You are priceless. You are fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of the Almighty God. He did not create you to be playing with your reality. He wants you to understand and protect yourself against foolery. Protect yourself against deception. And so let me see what my comments are saying right here. Walls create this way of being non-committed. Yeah, when you've been hurt, or you've seen and experienced these things that are negative, you've experienced people hurting you, you've experienced people walking out on you emotionally, physically walking out on you, whether if you're married, they're filing for a divorce, or just trying to be a roommate. They may not even be asking you for a divorce because they like the financial situation, but they have trust issues, they have commitment issues, they have father hurt, mother hurt, they have past relationship hurt, or they have something happen in their life at some point, either in childhood or somewhere along the way, that messed up their perception. And so they don't trust, they don't want to give all because they don't want to be hurt. And they're thinking that they're protecting themselves, but they're blocking out love. They're blocking out the person who wants to love them because they're not even giving it a chance. You're not even allowing this person to embrace you with love, with honesty, with commitment, with a true relationship. And so you build up these walls and you think, oh, these are my walls of protection. And 9 times out of 10, people that you see that have these walls is because they don't trust their decision making. And they're really, really, really fragile. And they try to play hard, but they're not hard. They're an eggshell. And they know that if someone sees that, they're going to crack. And all their insides are going to spill out. And some people spill their own insides. They tell everything. They give too much information. TMI, time out. Flag on the play. You've given too much information. You don't know this person like that. And so, but if a person is being distant, it's because they're playing games, or they've been hurt, or they have no clue how to build a relationship. And so you're dating someone who doesn't know what they're doing or what they actually want. What would you call a good date night? A good date night, it depends. We talking married or single. So if we're single, a good date night is you going to a place, of course, okay, I'll get to the married one after the date of the single one. For a single person, a good date night should be you going to a place where, of course, where there's other people. If I'm dating you and I don't really, we don't really know each other like that, or we're getting to know each other. But we should be in a place where we can hear each other. If we want to have conversation, or we can have conversation. Now, if we're at a concert or something like that, of course, I know we're not talking that much because the speakers are blaring and I can't really hear you. And if I say it out loud, then I'm not just saying it to you, I'm saying it to everybody that's around us right here. They're all off in our conversation. So then I have to choose my words. But if we're dating and we're not married, we should be going places that we should have had conversations, and we should be going places that, where we both will enjoy. Besides food, I'm not just talking about food. I mean, like if you went to some event, some guys are very heavy off into sports. Ladies may not be. Now, here's the key, ladies. You don't have to be into sports to go to sports. It's like your guy is not into going to get a manicure or pedicure. That's your thing. Now, if you take him along with you because you're on your way somewhere, okay, well, maybe they have a waiting area for him to sit in. So he's not supposed to sit there and complain, whether it be your husband or someone you're dating. So, ladies, like if you're dating someone and they're into sports and you don't really know about sports, maybe you didn't play sports. It's not about the sport. It's about just being with that person. You're learning something. It's a new thing. It's just like me giving you a new food to eat. You might not have grew up eating that, but whoa, I like that. You don't know if you're going to like football. You might not even understand what they're doing. I can explain it to you so you won't be lost. But it's about just being with that person and enjoying some of the things that they enjoy. It's like you might not enjoy camping. Your husband might, or your wife might. They might have, or your girlfriend, they might have grew up doing that and it's fun to them. So that's not a deal breaker. That's just you just being, you're not working with the situation saying, you know what, I've never been camping. You know what about camping? Let's do it. Do your research, see what you need to do, take with and all that, and enjoy the camping. But you got to make sure that you're doing things for the right reason. If you're married, a good date night is always, of course, you got to have good food. And so you need to go to places where you can eat good. Actually, guys, I got a song for that. I'll pop it in the chat. That's what it's about. It's a date night thing. So movie is always good. Food is always good. going to things like, that you've never been to. Maybe you're going to a wine tasting event. Maybe you're going to a food tasting event. Maybe you're going to a comedy show. Maybe you just want to go walking in a beautiful park and sit. A lot of, now I don't know about the area where you live, but where I live, they have parks everywhere. They have these man-built lakes everywhere, and they have places where you can sit. You can just sit out there and write a book. You can sit out there and solve 20 problems. You can sit out there and just, watch what you call it, the little ducks and stuff, on the pond, all that stuff. You got to have laughter, and you got to be laughing. You got to have good, clean conversation. And let's see, laughter, good, clean conversation, a plan for a second date says it went well. Yeah. And so hopefully in your conversation, you were having real conversation. And what I mean by real conversation, I'm not talking about you talking about your traumas from your childhood. That is not what we're supposed to be talking about right here. You're supposed to be talking about right now. If you got any past issues, trust, all those different things, you need to be in counseling for that. You need to deal with that before you start dating. It is not fair, guys, to start dating when you know you have issues. If you know you have trauma, if you know you have not dealt with your trauma or your trust issues or your commitment issues, whatever it is, if you have not dealt with those things, you shouldn't have any triggers. None of that. I notice a lot of people run away when we start talking about letting go and forgive. A lot of people come up missing. They're not here because when you start talking about triggers and letting go and forgiving, when people are not ready to do that or they don't understand why they have to do that, what it does for them is for you. It's not for the other person. If you have things that you know that's not right, if you grew up in a domestically abusive home and you have those traits, whether you're male or female, and you think that a relationship is about us fighting verbally, emotionally, and physically, then you'll think that that's normal for you to be in an abusive relationship. A woman may be fighting her husband. A man may be fighting his wife. Girlfriend, boyfriends may think that it's normal for them to be putting their hands on each other. There's nothing normal about that at all. So if you think that that was normal in any way, then you were raised wrong. There's something that you need to deal with. Your perception is totally off. You've been taught wrong. And so you need to get in counseling before you ever try to get in a relationship. Broken people do not need to connect. Don't ever do that. If you're broken, get whole before you ever try to date, because if you're not whole, you're going to sabotage that relationship. You have unfairly asked someone to come into a relationship with you that you are not ready for. You still got triggers. Well, Harlan, I can't be perfect. No, you don't need to be perfect, but your triggers need to be going. You need to have went to counseling and dealt with whatever was there. Yes, because hurting people hurt people. Whole people help people. If you're not whole by yourself, it's not possible for you to be whole with someone else. That is why we have the problems that we have in dating and marriage, because broken people are trying to get with broken people. I got daddy issues. I got mama issues. I got abandonment issues. I got trust issues. I got commitment issues. I'm a hover. I'm too attached. I stalk. I grab on and I try to hold on to people. I try to latch on too fast. All of those things are wrong. So if you have anything in you that you are not, it's not right, you're not comfortable with, you get in God's face and you get in counseling and you deal with those issues till there are not issues any longer. There are no more triggers. The devil can't pull any more triggers on you. The devil can't accuse you, cause you to sabotage yourself in your relationship. You must. It is a must. I cannot stress that enough. You do not go into a relationship expecting to be whole with me, and you're broken. It's not up to me to fix that. I can't fix your trust issues. I can't fix your commitment issues. All I can do is love you. I can't make you happy. That's between you and God. I can't make you anything. It's my responsibility not to take away happiness from you, not to give you trust issues, not to give you commitment issues by being mistreating you, by being unfaithful to you, by punching you in the face. That is not what these hands are for. These hands are to pray for you, to work, to provide for you, to hold you, to protect and love and secure you, whatever you need. That's what they're for. They're never to cause you harm. And so if I'm a broken man and I'm repeating what my father did or what my grandfather or my uncles or someone or maybe my parents didn't raise me right and I'm spoiled. And so when you don't do what I want, I have a tantrum and start fighting you because you won't let me have my way. That's what happens when broken people go into relationships. And then you wonder, well, why is he doing this or why is she doing that? They weren't showing you everything. They were only showing you what you had in those shallow conversations. So don't do that, guys. Don't go into a marriage if you're broken. You're not even supposed to be in that relationship. If you're not where you're supposed to be and that person is trying to come in your life and you know that you know for a fact that they're a good person, man, you better get yourself together before you mess with those people. You're going to hurt them because you're going to push them away. You're going to do things to purposely sabotage the relationship because you don't think you deserve love. You might have abandonment issues because you were adopted. You got rejection issues. You can't even trust people because your parents put you up for adoption. So you think nobody loves you. You got a rejection spirit. You got abandonment spirit. And so all these things going to crash your relationship. I know I'm going deep right now. Y'all better talk to me in that chat. So, you got to make sure you do those things. Now, on a date night for married people, first of all, you decide where you want to go. Are we going somewhere where we going to wear jeans, where we just going to have fun, we going to play, we going to just be just kicking it? Or are we dressing to the nine? Where we going? We going concert, we going to a comedy show, we going to an opera, we going to the theater. What we doing? And so that determines how we going to dress. And then you got to make sure that you're clear. What does that mean? You're not on your phone. You're not thinking about work. You're not trying to figure out what your mama and them doing, and you're not trying to figure out how to solve your family's problems. That's not you can't do that. You don't have the answer for everybody, for everything. So you can't be stealing from your mate on your date. If your attention is not with them, you're stealing. The night is not going to be what it's supposed to. You got to be all in. You got to be right there, present and in the moment, maximizing the moment, not thinking about tomorrow, not thinking about yesterday. You got to be right there in the moment. Great conversation, laughter. You got to go to a nice place to eat, decide what you want to eat. How heavy do you want the food to be? Because when you go on a date night, if you're eating, if you get too full, you're not going to be able to do much more. So go to a place where you're not gonna be where the food is not so much that you're just stuffed, because you're not gonna be able to walk and have fun and do the things that you want to do. Yeah, you got to travel light. You can't be like heavy on when you're trying to have fun. It's if you were just going out to eat and then you're just gonna stay in the car and ride and take views of the city. Okay, well, you don't have to walk. You're sitting in the car. But if you're going to go somewhere else where you're going to walk, that's not going to be good if you're full. You just you walking tank. That's not cool. So you got to travel light. You got to eat light, and we got to eat just enough to be satisfied. And then if we're going from dinner to a movie or from dinner to a concert or a play, that's a good date night. And there's nothing, and so the most part of the date night is the fact that we are enjoying, we're laughing, we're having good conversation. That's more important than the food. Yes, I want great food, great service, but my conversation with you as my wife, my husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, that's the conversation. Us, actually, I mean, our conversation is effortless. We're enjoying, we're laughing. You make me laugh, you make me laugh, and hey, it's just natural. It's just flowing. Whether we going for a walk, you can have dinner, you can go for a carriage ride. If you're downtown area, most downtown areas in the city have a carriage ride. If you don't have a carriage ride, if you don't live in that type of city, okay, dinner, a movie, concert, play, or dinner and a walk at a nice area. If you're eating in a nice area, you got places to sit. It's always good if you can catch some live music, whether that be gospel or regular. Just you know what good music is. Good music is not something that's promoting lust of the eye, lust of the flesh, pride of life. Good music is just good music. Jazz, whatever you got. There's just good music, and then there's you got your gospel shows, your gospel plays, gospel concerts, whatever you do. You're good to go with your mate, and so that's date night is not hard. We make them hard because we always think it's got to be about money. You don't have to be spending money besides food to have a great date night. There's lots of places where you can go, depending where you live, to where you can have great food and then just walk, talk, sit, chill, enjoy the view, let the people walking by, whatever, but you're in your own world, or you got great views to walk and hold hands and have conversations, maybe have some ice cream or dessert afterwards. It's just it's what the two of you make of it. You can have a wonderful date night even at your house. If you can get you can even sometimes have a great date night just if you get the kids out of the house. Maybe they had friends or family members, and you guys just have the house to yourself. If you're dating, and you're not married, you get out of the house and you meet at neutral places and you have fun, and you don't do things that you don't. It's not dating is not about me drinking the alcohol or none of that stuff. Some people think that they got to drink alcohol to be doing something. Why are you doing that? You're supposed to be like enjoying like the person. And I know some of you may drink and stuff like that, but you're supposed to do things responsible. Is drinking a sin? No. Over drinking is a sin. There are some things that we shouldn't drink because of what it does to your body, but it's not. Yeah, bowling is good. Whatever you guys enjoy, and sometimes you guys, like I said, you might not have grown up used to that, but you're the person you're dating, so that means that you get introduced to new things. You can't do the same thing and expect to live in this life. That's dead. You got to get rid of the kids sometimes. And that's you got to. It's not about whether or not you're good at bowling or whether you're good at golf or whether you're what. None of that stuff matters. It's about having fun. I don't care if the ball went over to the other court. We gonna laugh about it. You're supposed to just be enjoying. It's just having a good time. And so I want y'all to pop y'all not. I want if you got questions, pop those in there, and whatever your comments. Same thing. I'm going to. I can translate whether you put it in a statement or whether you put it in a comment. I still know how to translate that and respond. When you're some of you like you're trying to figure out, those my single people. You're trying to figure out, where to go with this dating thing. And I always hear ladies say, well, where, if I'm single, where do I go? And what they're saying is, how do I go where a man can see me? Like, you don't have to go to a certain place. You just live your life. If you're a single lady, you don't have to put yourself in front of a man for a man to find you. You just be found living your life. And I always give the example of Ruth. She didn't go out there trying to get the attention of Boaz's workers, nor Boaz. She wasn't out there, trying to bend over and lift up her skirt or whatever she had on. She wasn't out there trying to run over and pretend like she's dropping something and show her breasts. None of that stuff. You guys, you don't have to do anything but be yourself. Be your whole best self. And and the right man will pursue you when he sees you. You don't have to do anything to get our attention. All you have to do is just be. You don't have to impress me. Just be your natural whole self and be your best self all for you, for God. And man, you'll see her. You don't have to, it's not, I got to go over here. Well, I got to go to this event where I got to hang out here. And unfortunately, when I hear ladies discussing those things, normally they're, some of them are believers and some of them are not yet, committed to Christ. But I always hear ladies talking from a point of thinking that they can compromise and go places that they shouldn't go, like bars or, happy hours and stuff like that. That's not, guys at happy hour are not looking for a wife. They're looking for a happy ending. If you don't know what that means, they're looking for sex. They're not looking for a wife. They're hanging out and they're just looking for a pleasure moment. They're not looking for a wife. So that's why you don't go to places like that. A real man just needs to find you being your whole self. He doesn't care if you have a kid. He just wants you to be clear. That means you won't have no baby daddy drama. You don't have no stalker. Your baby's daddy not stalking you. Don't bring no man into no trouble. Don't bring a woman into no trouble if your ex-girlfriend or your ex-wife is stalking you and y'all not clear and everything is not at peace. Don't bring people into drama. That's not right. It's not fair. Y'all being really quiet today. Some of you have been popping some stuff. I appreciate that. What I'm saying is I don't see a lot of questions or comments from a variety of you. So, because I know more people have questions, don't ever feel like, you can't say it. I will not say your name. I'll just say what you read. Someone says we take turns to decide on our date night. Yeah, it's not, when you're married, guys, it's not up to one person. Like, don't think like that your husband is supposed to be the one to think of everything. No, either one of you or both of you. Hey, let's do this. Hey, let's go here. Hey, we've never seen such and such. Or we've never been to that, and that's why it's always something new because you're not doing the same thing. Don't go to the same restaurant. I don't care if that's your favorite restaurant. Move around. You need to be moving around and going different places so that you get to experience different food, which brings about different conversations. The atmosphere brings about different conversations. Somebody's got their hand up. Go.
Good morning, Mr. Hall. I just want to make this quick because I have to get on to a team call for work. But you are so correct about the date nights. It's so important because, like I said in the chat, me and my husband decide. He's into cars and.
Where'd you go? We can't hear you, Lajiba. I don't know what happened to her mic. Whoever has their hand up, go. Something happened to the sound. Can you guys hear me? Pop in the chat.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Okay, there you are.
My Bluetooth is probably going off close to my car
okay.
too, so I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because my son got my car cranked up.
All right.
But no, I was saying was that date nights is so important for me and my husband. I was saying we take turns picking out the date nights. Like he's into cars. Like, I guess the first time I ever went to a car show with him was a funny car event. And I enjoyed that. So I said, I'm gonna make a point to buy the tickets this year instead of him buying the tickets because there's something we both enjoy doing. And so he finds things I like doing. I find things and like the phones. I'm bad about my phones because I have two phones like Kevin Gates. I have my work phone and I have my personal phone. And so I have emails go off there day after day. And he's like, just put that phone away. Put your phone, do not disturb, just for a couple minutes. And you know what? I did that not too long ago. Put it on focus mode on my iPhone. If anybody don't know what it is, I can feel free to, I can tell you what it is, but it's a good tool to have on your iPhones where you
Uh-huh.
won't get no notifications or anything. So it helped me a lot to realize how much important it was to have that date night on the balcony, as you say, have that eye level, that eye contact. And I was like, I fell in love all over again, Mr.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you have the type of job where you have to, when you're not at work, or do you still have to answer things from your email?
Yes, sir, I do, but I mean, some of those can wait, but some of those
Okay.
can't wait because the kind of job I do with patient care and everything. But
Okay, got you.
but
So
but
you
but
so you have to have your phone.
I have managers who take care. I have managers who take care of all that, for me
Okay.
and stuff. But if something gets my attention, it gets flagged. But for the most part, I'm learning how to put my personal phone. That's
Okay.
the most things. I have a lot of notifications. My personal phone goes up, ding, 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 and he's
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So
So
I
on the
learned how to
personal
just,
phone, you can totally shut down.
yeah, I can shut that down.
Okay. And on the work phone, it's possible that you may have to respond.
Right. He's aware of that.
Okay. And that could
But
happen any time of day?
yeah, well, it can happen up to like maybe like 7 o'clock at night. But he works
Okay.
nights. But when he's
Okay.
off, I'm learning how to give him that time. Like I said, my personal phone is a problem for me, and I'm here to
Okay.
be transparent. It is because I have like a lot of notifications, the apps, all these good people
Okay.
always contacting me, and I don't know how to say no to those people, right? And I have
Okay.
to learn how to say no to those people and focus on what's important, right? I'm not
Okay.
saying everybody. I'm not just saying no. Everybody's not important. Everybody's important to me, but the focus mode does help me to like, okay, I'm gonna get your notification later, but right
Yeah.
now I'm focusing on different things right now. So it helps a lot to have those timed outs when you just don't have your phone and focus on your spouse or whatever the case may be.
Absolutely.
But
Because like I know, like when we go out, it doesn't matter where we go. It could be a restaurant, it could be a concert. It doesn't matter where we are. We can always look around to our left or our right, front or back, and everyone has their phone. And it's like, okay, how is it possible? Like I can look at, like, I'm not, what could I possibly be doing on that phone? You looking at Instagram right now? We're at a concert. Like, you're looking at Facebook right now, we're at a concert. Like, I want my attention to be like right there in the moment. So like for me, I like, besides my, when I'm off my work phone, I turn it off as soon as I exit the building. And that I don't touch that till like it's time to go to work. But for my personal phone, when I get home, like I run business from my phone. I have my day job, then I have my private businesses. But when I'm home, I'm home. And so there's things I could do in a few seconds. There's things I can respond to in a few seconds. But I like to, for me, I like to go ahead and do that and just, shut it down. I can put my phone away. I'm not, I don't have to have it. Like I don't have to pick it up and look at it and see, what I mean, you get those little notifications go off from your social medias all day and stuff like that. For me, I can turn that off and, totally just hang out with my wife and if my kids, they're all cool. So they're always, girls, they're always up in their room. They got all those gadgets and stuff. So you don't see them until they want money or food. And so that basically gives my wife and I, the whole, area, whether we're in the living room or whatever. And so it gives us that whole time. So for me, I can do away with the phone. And I don't care if we're just sitting there watching a movie. I don't have to have my phone. That's just me. I when I look at my phone and I look at the hours, I don't want that phone to say that I'm giving that phone all my time, you know. And because I've had, even though you have your work and all that type of stuff, and even though I run business from my phone with, trying to, promote or network business or whatever, there's just a time when I mean, it's time for me not to work. And so that's just how I roll with my phone. But like it's very important that your spouse and the person, if you're on a date, even if you're single, we need to like be able to actually look at each other and communicate. Like we go to restaurants or whatever, and you can see like a whole family, a whole everybody in the restaurant, like 9 out of 10 of them are on their phone, and like, how are you even eating? Like, we breaking bread. Like, what am I gonna do with my phone? Like, it's not emergency. I'm not responding to a child abduction or something like where I can actually do something. I'm basically just looking at a feed, right? And so we just have to like be in the moment and be able to look at each other and have fun. I can see where you really are. I can see if what you're telling me is really, if you're telling me you're okay, I'm looking in your eyes and I can tell if you're telling me the truth or if you're holding back. So those are the things that we miss if we're not in the moment. And so, those are the things that we miss as a family when we don't sit at the kitchen table and eat. And I don't like my daughters to bring their cell phones, to the kitchen table. Like, when we go out to eat at a restaurant, I'm not on my phone. My phone is in my pocket, you know, and so that's just how I roll with it. So sometimes you need that time without phones for your mental. Yeah, we can be attached to the simulation of the phone. What's happening, what's going on. Did I miss something? No, I didn't. We didn't miss anything. It's just the fact that we've gotten used to them, and if you don't be careful, those phones can be they can own you. You can be addicted to it and not even realize it. We can get addicted to the notifications. We can get addicted to the information, the quickness. We can get addicted to the feeds, responses, comments, whatever it is that you can get addicted to those things. And I see adults driving through school zones with phones, and it's not, something that we have to have. It's just something that we've taken for granted and that we've given a lot of power in our life. And for those of you that are, still trying to find a marriage, make sure that you're not the one that's pushing off and trying to date from a distance, because it's not fair. If you don't want to be in that relationship, then don't waste that person's time. Like, why are you here and you're way back there keeping me at a distance when I'm trying to get up close and personal? I hope that you have, if you're whether you're dating or married, I don't know how many of you here are single. Pop in the chat if you're single. If you're married, don't say nothing. If you're single and you're on here, just pop in the chat, single. And that give me a range of how many people are here that are single. And so if you're single, hopefully from some of the things that we have said, and I see some single people here, my chat is rising. And so for those of you that are single, pop in the chat if something that was said here today, that you've experienced it, or you've learned something that will prevent you from dating from the balcony. Or is it you dating from the balcony? Pop that in the chat, whether you single or married. Pop that in the chat, whether you've experienced, whether you were on the balcony or the other person was on the balcony, or if you learned something from this analogy of dating from the balcony. Pop that in the chat right quick before we close out. Just pop it in the chat. I see some single ladies out there, single men.
Harlan.
Sometimes it looks like people are dating their phones. That's absolutely right. Did someone have a comment?
Yeah, this Toya.
Hi.
Hey, Harlan. It's funny you talking about this, because I talk about this to Regina and Chick all the time.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I've been in situations where I've dated from the balcony, probably been on the balcony myself.
Okay.
Sometimes what we call breadcrumbing, saying, but I've been in a situation where the men try to breadcrumb you, do the
Okay.
bare minimum, the
Yeah.
inconsistencies, and stuff like that, which it didn't last long,
Okay.
because you pick up on it. But yeah, I've been in situations like that. But like I was telling them, we often talk about this all the time, dating is not the same how it used to be, even when I was younger. It's just not the same even then, and for sure when they was saying, Regina and them were talking back when they was dating, it's changed. They've seen a change and stuff. But yeah, I've been in this situation before.
So
And
did you like, and you said sometimes you were the person on the balcony, right?
yep.
And so was that from an experience with someone else who had treated you from the balcony and then you switched to being the person from the balcony, try to protect yourself?
No, not really. It's just that, sometimes you're just not really into that person. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? You just, so you just kind of do the bare minimum, and then, eventually, I just kind of like, fell off or whatever. But
I
um,
got you.
yeah, I just, it just something just didn't click.
Right.
We didn't vibe, we didn't whatever. So it didn't work out.
So hopefully in that situation, when you can tell and you can tell like we're not vibing, this is not, I don't think we're a match. Hopefully, like when you see a situation like that, like you don't spend too much time there, like and override what you already know, and then spend too much time and then be like, yeah, I knew this wasn't working from the second, date or from our, second, third, or fourth conversation. I could tell, or whatever, however many conversations you've had. But hopefully, um, from this point, like when you can see that you won't, not walking away prematurely, but like when I say making sure that you vet a person, what I'm saying in that is like you should know, like these conversations you're having, you should know before you start putting feelings into it what that person represents and whether or not you should be there. Because like when you're talking about, I could tell that this wasn't vibing right. You should, okay, why would I start then putting feelings into it? So you like make sure you not don't put feelings into something before you find out if you actually like, this is this even worth my time, and so you don't want to get that mixed up, and then you're like, oh man, now I got feelings into this thing. Do I walk away? Do I no? So when you realize that that person is trying to be at a distance, okay, well, don't be afraid to ask what's up, because if they got commitment issues, that's not for you to fix. And even if they tell you what's going on, that doesn't mean, oh, okay, well, I appreciate you being honest. I'm gonna stay here. That's not what that means. That means that it gives you the fair option. You have all the information. If that person says, well, I've been cheated on before. My last wife or my last girlfriend cheated on me, so I got trust issues. Okay, exit. That's not for you to fix. That's not for you to hang out while he fixes his trust issues. He practicing his trust issues on you. Nope. Bye. If you don't have that together, okay, it was nice to meet you. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
don't ever stay in a situation where that person has trust issues, commitment issues, and you try to sit there. No, that's not for you. They need to get themselves together before they try to date anybody.
Right,
Does,
right.
does that make sense?
Yeah, Harlan. So, sometimes I just be like, well, they're not gonna make the cut and move on.
That's what I'm talking about. What's that? Somebody got a song said next. You gotta know, to keep it moving. And my computer like just died on me, so I can't see my chat. I was trying to read some people's comments right there. I can see it on my phone, but I gotta turn my head sideways. Um, Let me see. What did I miss? Okay. I experienced being with people who were in the balcony as a younger person. I've definitely learned so as I'm older now. I won't stand for it anymore. It ain't happening. You can't do it. I have dated from the balcony and on the balcony. So you've been on both sides. I guess that's what you're telling me, right? Um, I've learned what it looks like when someone is dating from the balcony. You have to, because that means that they're trying to keep you at a distance so they can keep their options open. Let's see. And someone else said I've also been on both sides. And somebody said, keep it walking, sir, because that means that I've peeped your game and you are not about to sit up here and play with my reality, because you're trying to protect your little ego. And you guys got to understand, like, men have really bad ego. And so that's why they be trying to like date, do their thing. And they want to do like keep themselves where they don't want to be like the one that you say, well, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Men have really bad ego. And so like you gotta be like really clear with people when they come and trying to walk up in your life. You gotta be really clear. You gotta be clear on your motive, your intent, and you better make sure that you're clear on theirs. And if they're not clear on it, you already know what time it is, right? Like you just said, keep it moving, ma'am or sir, whoever, if it's the guy, if it's the lady, whichever side we're talking about right here, because I don't have time for you to be playing games with my reality. I'm trying to live well, and I don't need you sitting around here with your ill motives, playing with my heart and my mind, trying to have a peaceful life. You know what I mean? And so dating's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be casual. If you're married, go all in. Go all in. If you're married, it's supposed to be all in. And if you're dating, you're supposed to be vetting. You're supposed to be making sure that everything lines up. It is what it is. And this person ain't living a double life and that they're ready for me. Can you handle this? Can you handle 100% of this? So if you can't, man, you got to just keep it moving. All right. So I hope you guys have learned a lot. We will have another hot topic for you on next week. We'll keep it moving and we won't never miss you, whether you're dating or married. We will not miss no matter what the topic is. It's going to fit both of you. All right. So continue to bring the heat, bring your hot questions, bring your comments, just keep it popping. And we will see you next time. Lord, we thank you. We love you. We speak peace on every person. We ask that you would step into every situation, encounter us and everyone that is in our households, everything connected to us from home, work, abroad, everywhere we are. We thank you for looking upon and encountering and those people that we're praying for, no matter who they are, no matter where they are, every person that we serve from home abroad. We asking that you would meet every person where they are, encounter them. Lord, if they don't know you, encounter them so that they will know you, so that they will come face to face with you. And Lord, we thank you for touching our hearts and showing us how to love purely, with pure intent, pure motive. That we're not doing things to hurt people. And Lord, anything in us that's broken, show it to us so that we can surrender it and submit it to you. And that we can also submit it in wise counseling and get it healed so that we are not walking around bleeding on people, that we're not leading and bleeding, we're not following and bleeding, or we're not just traveling along this life and bleeding on people everywhere we go because we're trying to live on broken pieces. We want to be whole. We love you. We thank you. We honor you. We give you all the glory in Jesus' name. Go and be blessed. In Jesus' name, amen. We see you next time. Have a wonderful day.